unfairly targeting the champion.
Charles Mason won the championship back in April 2022 at Tribulations by defeating Low Key only because he almost tried to kill Ken Broadway at that very show by ending his career, throwing him off the ramp that you see there. 295 days, literally just passed Jason Ken Broadway for the fourth longest reign in HOG history as Crown Jewel champion.
Well, dead or alive? Bryan Keith
Dead
is
or
here
alive. That's how you're doing things, huh? Mr. P apparently has a vendetta against Charles Mason that you share, and that's why you were made the commissioner instead of a paragon of virtue and distinguished intellectual sitting right next to you in myself.
So that's really what this is about. This is about jealousy.
What are you talking about? This is about what's just and what's fair and what's right.
Well, let's
things that you know nothing about, clearly.
Let's focus on what's going on in the ring right now, because this man, Bryan Keith, he replaced Leo Rush in the Battle of Los Angeles. He went all the way. I mean, he went deep into that tournament. That was a breakout performance for him. You know what this is going to be tonight, potentially? A breakout performance for him.
Well, let's see. Charles Mason gets the early advantage here.
He's shoving him off right now.
And he was impressive in the Battle of Los Angeles.
Very impressive.
SB Kento and Masha Slamovic he beat, making it all the way to the semifinals before losing to the winner of that tournament, Speedball Mike Bailey. How would you describe, what was the whole reasoning, Jason, on why you chose Bryan Keith? Yeah, he's a jack of all trades.
He is a jack of all trades. Look, I've been hearing great things about him now for months. Trained with Booker T out of Reality of Wrestling down in Texas. Very familiar with talent that has come out of there. The Battle of Los Angeles, all that did was just reinforce the decision. I needed somebody who we have never seen before here. I needed somebody imposing. I needed somebody who's been impressive. He has impressed me.
I like it.
And we're all about bringing in new talent here.
I like it.
Diamonds in the rough. Bryan Keith, this may not be his only appearance. If he wins that championship tonight, he may be the one returning to HOG defending that title throughout 2023.
Was primarily featured on Booker T's Reality of Wrestling from 2013 to 2020. Branched out in the Texas area. Worked for GCW, Garden State Pro Wrestling, Limitless, many other companies around the country.
A man who already has gold in multiple promotions, 4 championships. As we speak, he's trying to get his 5th here tonight.
A championship that all of those other titles pale in comparison to the HOG Crown Jewel champion. You know what? Championship. You know why? Because Charles Mason has held it.
That's a nice move there by Mason, and Bryan Keith immediately gets to the ropes.
That's great presence of mind there by Bryan. And look at this guy, licking his fingers.
I mean,
a man who takes pleasure in his work.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Absolutely.
I call it a psychopath.
The man is a blight. No one has ever denied his talent. We know how talented he is in the ring. But he is, I mean, is this the representative that you want as the Crown Jewel champion?
Absolutely.
You're proud
a pillar
of this?
of our community.
A pillar of your community?
Yes, a philanthropist.
Maybe we should get HOG PD on you. What are your alliances with this creep?
I call it like it is. I am an impartial judge of character and of pro wrestling, unlike the man sitting right next to me.
Again, you need to be careful with how you.
Oh, that was a little low there by Charles Mason.
Oh yeah, you would threaten me?
I was going to say that Bryan Keith has to also have eyes in the back of his head and keep an eye on.
Wow, what a big move by Bryan Keith. That was nice.
On Ramirez outside the ring. How many times have we seen him get involved?
So many times. And La Sombra is as dangerous as they come. He took Jacob Fatu to the limit. We could have been looking at him as the new world champion.
Look at
God
this.
only might. Holy cow. That was the case.
Repeated knife-edge chops. Down goes Mason in a heap.
Charles Mason's reign is really a reign of terror. He's gone through them all. Homicide, Low Key, Ken Broadway, James, Phantasmo, Joey Janela, you name it.
Let's not forget how that match with Phantasmo ended.
Yeah, cowardism.
I mean, he'll do whatever it takes to keep that championship.
Bryan Keith had mounted some offense.
That's a nice backbreaker there by Bryan Keith. Charles Mason rolls to the outside.
That is not a place you want to be with Bryan Keith is outside.
Oh, look at this, La Sombra, look at this.
Not intimidated at all.
No.
It's completely unnecessary shoving La Sombra.
How many times have we seen that? Somebody goes face to face or face to chest.
Charles Mason took a moment to knock that stupid hat off of that idiot fan there. Excellent.
Bryan Keith with those shots to the face there.
All about bringing new competition in here to House
And
of
look
Glory.
at that. Look at, you see that, Doc? The fans are hitting
What a
Mason back.
degenerate.
Everybody, oh my God, right into the steel post.
That person should be ejected.
There's always a fever pitch in the NYC Arena when Charles Mason walks into the building. It's pure hatred, I love it.
Bryan Keith is making a mistake by going back to focus on Lasamba
Oh my goodness.
here. As I was saying,
And right into the barricade after he spit that unknown substance into his face. It's his city, huh? And we're just living in it.
he is the champ.
Again, right into the steel post.
I want to keep an eye out if you've never seen Bryan Keith before, his arsenal. You want to keep an eye out for that Soulfire bomb.
The rodeo DDT as well.
Absolutely, the Emerald Tiger driver. He can beat you in so many ways.
He doesn't have one set style. He's multi-versed in a lot of different styles, is what I like about Bryan Keith.
As is our champion, Charles Mason, who is using every part of the ring to his advantage.
Big backdrop suplex, my God.
Nobody is denying his ability. He's a great wrestler. But he's got a screw loose in his head. Probably more than one.
Look at that lackadaisical cover by Charles Mason.
It's going to take a lot more than that to beat Bryan Keith. Always question a man wrestling in a tie. Now, if you're low-key, you can get away with that, but
Wow.
not quite sure why.
The inconsistency coming out of you is appalling.
Knife edge chop by
Commissioner.
Charles Mason as he's relishing in his work here. Misses that one. Bryan Keith now. Knife edge chops of his own. Oh, thumb to the eye. Puts a stop to Bryan Keith's offense. Mason now choking Keith. Drives him right down to the mat, choking him.
Extremely effective
That's not a
offense.
pin.
Yeah,
That's not a
referee,
pin.
He's choking him. Hello.
It's not a pinning combination there.
Got his hands around the throat. Keep an eye out, make sure we don't see any dollar bills falling out of the referee's
Yeah, this
pocket.
is the same clown that was paid off by Mason earlier in 2022.
Allegedly.
Big short arm clothesline there by Charles Mason.
Charles Mason in full control right now.
This is what he does. This is the pace Mason likes. Slows it down. It's methodical. Irish whip. Ducks his head a little too early. Bryan Keith took advantage there. Hey, up. Mason, nicely done. Blocked that DDT with a leaping elbow drop.
Escaped the DDT with a handstand and then delivered his own offense to Charles Mason.
Why'd you teach me that if it wasn't gonna work?
Just exceptional in-ring tactics from the crown jewel champion,
Look at
the
this.
root
Look
of
at
all
this
evil, Charles
psychopath.
Mason.
It's hard to believe we're nearing 1 year soon of this man as the crown jewel champion.
Has it been that long already? My God.
Are you a psychologist, JD?
Sometimes.
What degrees do you have?
Charles Mason with that waistlock. Oh, there it is, that DDT. Planted him.
Just spiked Charles Mason's head right into the mat, but why isn't he going for the cover?
Trying to shake off the cobwebs.
Trying to rouse up these imbeciles in attendance.
That's the impact here.
Wow. Charles Mason with that clothesline, almost no effect on Bryan Keith. Wow. Beautiful T-bone suplex there by Bryan Keith.
Bryan Keith has somehow summoned a kind of energy that he didn't have before.
Mason fights his way out of that one. And again into the corner, exploder right into the turnbuckle.
But Keith is going to have to go for the cover if he's going to have a hope of wresting the Crown Jewel Championship from Charles Mason.
And that's the thing, Doc. He's had those 2 offensive explosions and no cover. Measuring Mason is Keith. Big kick to the face. Mason's on spaghetti legs here. Bryan Keith. Second turnbuckle as he's got the thumbs of Mason digging into his eyes.
Mason able to escape that predicament there. And now what does he have in mind?
Nothing good. Point of the elbow right to the forehead.
These men battling atop the top turnbuckle.
It's a dangerous place to be.
Now he's fighting him.
Of course.
Come on.
Once again, Charles Mason will stop at nothing to retain that championship.
That's a nice moment there. Bryan Keith just headbutting Charles Mason. Beautiful float over stunner there off the top.
But can Keith follow up?
Oh, Mason sidestepped him, hip toss right into the corner. There's that Meteora. And that Death Valley driver, impressive by the champion.
But Mason not able to capitalize here either. Both men have taken so much out of each other.
Well, it's been a hell of a battle so far.
Mason crawling towards his opponent.
Signature.
How many
Charles
times have we
Mason
seen this?
offense, tons. Beautiful. The man can wrestle, but we don't have to like him. And both men now set eyes on each other as Mason rolling up his sleeves. Bryan Keith going toe-to-toe with Mason here.
Powerful forearm strikes back and forth.
Big boot by Mason. Big boot by Bryan Keith.
Back and forth, neither man will fall.
Big step up kick there by Bryan Keith. Finally takes Mason down.
The back brain kick, the enziguri, makes the difference here. But again, Keith unable to follow up. Mason
choking.
wants that DDT on the apron.
He's trying for it.
Oh, that's a nice move there.
It's a nice leg lace there.
Dragon screw onto the middle rope from Bryan Keith.
Telling our cameraman, get out of the way.
Yeah, he has some malicious intentions
Oh,
there on
this
the
is
ring
us.
apron.
This is what he's been paid to do. Maybe looking for a stuffed pile driver here on the apron.
Mason able to fight out for a moment, but Keith is continuing the assault. Hard strike to the knee.
Wow! A Uranage right on the ring apron. As both men are down and Bryan Keith holding his knee there.
Well,
possibly injured his knee, Jason, on the way down.
He may have, but this has been a hell of a battle so far.
Unbelievable.
Can either man answer the 10 count? If neither can, Charles Mason will retain the Crown Jewel Championship.
Referees count. I can't tell what the count is up to right now, but you can't win the championship outside. Mason is trying to get away here.
He was
Into the
biting.
crowd, back body drop right into the front row.
Mason wasn't trying to get away. He was biding his time, waiting for his opponent to make a mistake. And that's exactly what Bryan
Now
Keith just did.
this is a recipe for disaster. I don't trust this man. He's entering a public area now.
Where are they going? They have brawling into the HOG faithful here. Trying to get a better view to see what's going on here.
They're fighting over by the bar area.
Oh, they're coming this way.
Oh my
Oh
God.
no.
I'm getting that.
They are coming.
Just as a precautionary, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Well, the referee obviously showing leeway here.
Take a seat, Bryan Keith, as Charles Mason knife edge chops him.
Get him back in the ring.
Mason now.
Don't talk to me. Get him back in there.
Scolding Solomon here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God! Right into the barricade.
Get him back in the ring.
Yeah, hit the commissioner.
This is ridiculous.
What are you doing?
Charles Mason is standing on our commentary table.
Hey, get him back in the ring.
Wait a minute.
We're on top of our...
Carlos Ramirez is
ridiculous.
setting up a barricade. Mason's choking Bryan Keith out.
Choke the man out.
Absolute bedlam here, right on top of our commentary table.
Doc, look, La Sombra.
What you want?
Championship match ends in the ring, ref. I mean, come on.
Bryan Keith's demise perhaps being constructed
I don't
here by
believe
La
what we
Sombra
are seeing here.
on the floor.
Wow, Bryan Keith fighting back.
They're literally right in front of
No! Oh my God! Charles Mason just goes off the table onto the barricade.
God.
He
may have broken his back.
may have been broken in half there on that guardrail.
As Bryan Keith jumps on top of La Sombra.
This is crazy.
I've never seen anything like this here.
This referee has got to get this thing under control.
Finally,
carnage.
Finally making their way back to the ring. Is this enough?
Look at our desk.
Is this enough?
I don't know if it's safe to return here to our
I don't know
seats.
either. I mean, they could come back for all we know.
This is your fault, Solomon.
You're going to blame
sir.
me for this. You're going to blame me for what he
Absolutely.
does. Bryan Keith
You
hasn't.
started it.
Yeah.
Bryan Keith, listen, Bryan Keith may be on his way to win the Crown Jewel Championship.
could-
No, Mason with a roll-up. Hooks and tights. 2 counts. Big knee strike by Bryan Keith. He quickly goes for cover. 1, 2. Oh my God, are you
Thankfully,
kidding me?
Thankfully, La Sombra saving the title
How many times have we seen this before?
after that.
Bryan Keith finally sees what happens.
Wait a minute.
No, he's got what he's got. He's
He's got his tie.
Come on now.
Referee.
Reign of terror applied to Bryan Keith.
And he's going
That's
down.
it. That's it. It's
He's
over.
out.
It's over, Jason. It's over.
The referee can't see the tie underneath.
Twice the arm
It is
falls
over.
and
I don't
3
believe.
times.
I don't believe.
Thankfully, Charles Mason able to save his title after Bryan Keith tried to murder him by throwing him right off of our commentary
kidding
table
me?
onto that guardrail.
Referee stoppage. And still, the HOG Crown Jewel Champion, Charles Mason.
Jason, listen, man. I don't know what you've gotten yourself into.
Yeah, you're the one
This
who
may
put
be-
that bounty on the head
listen.
of Charles Mason.
Jason, this may be a war that you cannot win. I don't know what we can do here.
I don't know what to say. I mean, you know, this man, he comes over here, he's threatening me. And he's got, of course, he's got his bodyguard doing his dirty work for him. The referee did not see the tie.
Doing his dirty work, trying to save his life and his championship
And now,
from the murderous bounty hunter.
Look at this.
Bryan
What has he got? He's got duct tape.
this is
They're
ridiculous.
tying this man's feet together.
serves him right.
And hot knees.
What is going on here?
This is what I do. For pleasure.
Bryan Keith desperately
Bryan
trying to
Keith
fight back. Look at this.
Still trying to fight back, but it is 2-on-1.
Oh my God. An absolute
And
mugging
this,
here.
and this you approve of. You think that this is representative of House of
After
Glory?
what Bryan
Look at
Keith
this.
just tried to do to Charles
They are
Mason.
now duct taping his wrists together, completely incapacitated as Bryan Keith.
This is absurd.
Look. Look who did this to you. Look who did it. Look. Look at me.
Thankfully, Charles Mason
This
seems to
is
be
a
okay
sick-
after
this
that
is a
devastating
sick
fall.
Individual. Look at this man. Look at the face of Charles Mason. Look at this psychotic son of a bitch.
There's no need for profanity, JD.
Tell me when I'm telling lies, Doc. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Look at this creep.
I tell you
He's
all the
not
time.
wrong. He's not wrong. He is a sadistic son of a bitch. And he's still the crown jewel
And
champion.
Brian Keith is not the crown jewel
This
champion.
guy.